Hey guys, David Patrick Green, davidpatrickgreen.com, hackhollywood.com, actorpower.com. So today's topic, I'm going to get this one quick because I have to do a coaching session of my amazing client who I can't name but who has booked 2 major feature films in the last year. He's worked with The Rock, he has been on Netflix, he's going to be the toast of the town very, very soon, at which point I won't need to mention his name because you will know it. So today's topic is how to get your dream acting job. So how do you get your dream acting job? Well, the way to get your dream acting job is to name your dream acting job. Most actors, when you ask them what do they want to do, they say, I just want to be a working actor, which sounds totally logical because you don't want to be greedy and think, oh, I don't want to ask too much. I don't want to say I want to be a star. I don't want to be the star of a huge blockbuster movie. But isn't that really actually what you want to do? I mean, do you really want to spend the rest of your life working sort of as a janitor in the acting business, sweeping up and just doing little bit parts playing the janitor? I mean, maybe you do. Maybe that's really all you want. Hair check. And I guess that's fine, but actually it doesn't really work unless you decide to get to the professional level, meaning you're trying to become as good as the stars on movies and TV shows. Then you're not good enough for the business. You have to be top notch. So the way to do that is to name the job that you want to do. The way I like to frame it is, look, if I was your fairy godmother, which is a stretch because I'm neither a mother or a fairy, I'm not going to touch that. But if I was your fairy godfather and I could grant you one wish, what would that wish be? You can wish for one acting job before you die. And it can be any job you want. Just pick one. So if I gave you that choice, you would probably go, well, you know, make me the star of a Hollywood blockbuster, or make me the star of a sitcom, or make me the star of a Broadway play, or whatever it is, you would probably come up with something. If I just said, the sky's the limit, you can choose anything you want, you would choose something. And I would say, if you said something general, well, I just want to be a working actor, I would say there's no such thing. Working at what? You know, there's no such thing as a job without a job description. You can't apply for jobs on the job sites by saying, I want a job. They go, well, what job do you want? You know, they have all these fields, right? Engineering, accounting, whatever, social services, baker, butcher, candlestick maker. They have all these descriptions. You have to, and then it'll say, where do you want the job? And then it'll say, what qualifications do you have? And then it'll say, you know, what specific area of this, you know, field would you want to work in? Like, even if you're a doctor, you can't just be a doctor. Even a GP is a specific doctor. They are people that talk one-on-one with patients, and basically all they do is refer them to specialists. You know, if it goes beyond take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning, a GP isn't really qualified to do that. And it's funny because we think doctors can do anything. They know almost nothing because there is so much to know about medicine. They can't all possibly know it. So that's why they have specialties. And that's what you need to develop as an actor, is a specialty. So I suggest you name the one job without which you could not survive, and that you would choose if I was your fairy godfather and I said, I will grant you one wish, okay? And you can't say, well, I want to be a sitcom star, but I also want to be on Law and Order, okay? I'm like, no, one job, and that's it, okay? So that's how you get your dream acting job, is by naming it, because then you have a specific goal. Like Steve Jobs, speaking of jobs, he decided he wanted to create a personal computer for everyone, okay? That's all he wanted to do when he started out. Now, obviously, he's done many, many, many other things. And you will do many, many, many other things. In fact, you may not, and you probably will not do the actual specific job that you name, but you need to name it so you can work towards it. You need to have a thing to work towards. You know, a path with no destination could go anywhere. You'll never know whether you should go left or right, meet this person or that person. It'll all be random, which will lead to nothing, okay? So you need to name that job. For instance, I can't remember what I used to say, but one of my clients, I asked her this and I forced the point on her, and she sort of blurted out something like, I'd like to play Joan of Arc, but I also want to do sci-fi. So Joan of Arc in space. And I said, really? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, that's what you should go for. You need to figure out the people that are making that kind of thing. Maybe they haven't thought of that yet. Maybe you can suggest it to them. But you need to find the people that are making that kind of thing and reach out to them and let them know that you not only are qualified to do that because of your skill set, but that this is a great idea, and then you need to help them in any way possible. Do anything for them, because it's far better to be at the bottom level of the best company in the world with the best organization in the world and work your way up than it is to start at a medium to higher level with a bunch of clowns, okay? You're not going anywhere with clowns, okay? Except to the circus. And you probably don't want to go to the circus. I'm going to just adjust my light, change my look a little. I don't know if that's better or worse, but whatever. So, I'm not sure if I really like this. Yeah, whatever. So, once you've got the job, the dream job in front of you, then you just need to create a timeline, okay? Just a line on a piece of paper, and you need to create milestones. Start at the end and work your way backwards. Maybe it's from this end, and work your way backwards with some milestones. So basically, whatever the last milestone before you actually achieve your dream job, what is that? Maybe it's that you had a guest star on another sci-fi series. Let's use the Joan of Arc in space as an example. So how would you get to be Joan of Arc in space? Well, what's maybe the last thing that you would have to accomplish before you accomplish that? Because there's very little chance you're going to get there from rookie actor with no credits to Joan of Arc in space, the new J.J. Abrams movie, right? You have to work your way up to it. You have to build yourself up to it. So what might be the last thing? Well, maybe it was that you were a series lead on a sci-fi show. Maybe you were a guest star on a sci-fi show. Maybe you were an intern at a production company that does sci-fi projects, and you worked your way up from the inside. There's just a lot of different things, but you need to figure out, to you, logically, what would the sort of final stage be before actually booking that job. So you have to figure out, okay, how did I get here? How did I get in this room with these people where they're offering me this job? Okay, something had to happen. Maybe you had a great agent, and that great agent took you because you had the right credits, or something about you because you're a hustler and you go out there and you meet people. What is it that got you into the room? Just specifically to that room this time, figure that out. And then, okay, now that we know what that milestone is, what's the milestone before that, okay? What's the milestone? This is first milestone. What's the second milestone? Maybe the second milestone is that you had a recurring role on a sci-fi series, or you had been in a couple of other sci-fi movies that were smaller roles, but they really liked you because you really brought you to the role. You really owned it, and you went after roles that you were perfect for. And that's so important, to go after roles you are perfect for. Okay, so that's the second last milestone. So you got some recurring role on a sci-fi series. Let's just say that. Well, how did you get the recurring role in the sci-fi series? Well, maybe you got your very first co-star on some TV show. So then you would think, okay, what are some TV shows that I could be on that would lend themselves well to sci-fi? Maybe it's a sci-fi show, maybe it's a police drama, because a lot of those sci-fi shows are very similar to other dramas on television. It just happens to be in space. Like Battlestar Galactica, to me, was like NYPD Blue in space. They had a lot of the moving camera. They actually used analog telephones somehow on these spaceships. I'm not sure how that worked, but that's what it was, right? And to me, it seemed almost like a very gritty New York film set, just happened to be floating around in space with the Cylons after them. So basically, you're working your way back to where you are now. And so after you co-star, recurring, guest star, maybe series regular, and now you're the star of this Joan of Arc in space. So now you need to figure out where you are now, how do you get to that very first milestone? And that's what you need to focus on, okay? Because now you can sleep easy at night, you know what your goal is, you know what your milestones are. Now you just focus on the first milestone and figure out how to do that, and write down a list of the things between here and there, okay? Now you can get really into the nitty-gritty. You can just write out all kinds of suggestions for yourself. So if I want to get my first co-star, what do I have to do? Who do I need to meet? You know, what are the actions I can take? And again, use direct sales as your best friend, okay? All this indirect stuff most people tell you to do, they're people that aren't professional actors, okay? I don't know one professional actor that said, I'm successful today because I used Twitter a lot. I don't know one successful actor that said to me, I'm successful today because I spent an undue amount of time on choosing my headshots. I don't know one successful actor that is successful because of their website or their demo reel or any of those things. Those are all distractions, to be flattering. Okay, I could use some other choice words for those things, but they're mainly just distractions, okay? What is it you need to do to get that very first thing? Maybe your very first co-star role on something that's going to lead you to a recurring role or a guest star on a show that's going to lead you to a series regular, that's going to lead you to be the star of the J.J. Abrams movie, Joan of Arc in Space. Okay? That's what you need to do. And be direct, okay? Don't beat around the bush. Don't try and come up with things you think are okay. Just, if you landed in a spaceship, speaking of space, and you wanted to become an actor, what would be the logical thing to do? Who would be the people you need to meet? And what kind of skills would you have to have, and how would you make an impression upon them? That's all you need to know, okay? Forget about what everybody else is doing. Forget about what anybody tells you to do. That's what you need to do. So I'm not going to tell you what to do other than listen to your own common sense and your brain, okay? Because it's all built in here. Just like we're all able to play actors because it's all baked into us instinctively, we also know how to do things instinctively. What we do is we want shortcuts. We want someone to tell us what to do because it may be daunting to actually undertake this without knowing, but you already know. Nobody else knows. You know how to do what you want to do. If you want to become a doctor, you know what to do. If you want to become a lawyer, you know what to do. If you want to become an actor, you know what to do. Just do it, okay? It has nothing to do with the internet. It has nothing to do with anything but you and the people that are going to hire you, okay? They're the only people who need to know you, the people that are going to write the checks, okay? So there's you over here, and there's them over here. They have a pen, and they're going to sign a check, okay? It's got your name on it. It says, David Patrick Green, you got this role. Here's your money. Here's your money. Take your money and go be this role in space, okay? So guys, I don't know what else there is to say. I'm a little excited today. Not sure why. Anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, like it, and please share it, and please subscribe so you get more videos like this, because otherwise, what are you going to do? You're going to like search on the internet, you know, this way, if you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, just subscribe, and I think you sign up for notifications on YouTube, and you'll be notified when this channel comes up with more amazing videos. We will talk to you soon.